Palantir bigger than Tesla? This sounds really crazy. Valuation of $682 billion is coming to the company. It may be impossible to do this, but they're actually now on a path to achieve this. Nobody was expecting that. But Palantir is dominating in the European market and is partnering with governments in their area. But is this enough to attain this really high valuation? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. Palantir's reach has been growing exponentially, and they're not only operating within the US, their influence has reached other markets as well. And because of this, foreign governments have also invested in Palantir. This is something that any company with no future can achieve, and this is a testament to Palantir's strength. So, which countries are these? First off, the Czech National Bank has bought shares of Palantir. This central bank, based in the Czech Republic, has added to its holdings of major US-traded tech stocks. One of the new investments includes Palantir, a company known for its data analytics capabilities. As of September 30th, the Czech National Bank held almost $10 billion in US-traded stocks. In this recent quarter, the bank has just purchased over 400,000 shares of Palantir. This is a new investment for the Czech National Bank, as it owned no shares of Palantir at the end of the second quarter. Despite this move, the bank declined to comment on why it decided to make these changes to its investments. But if we're going to speculate, it could be because of the growing potential of Palantir within the European market. After all, a European government's investment in Palantir is a positive sign for the company. It shows that Palantir is being recognized not only by private investors, but also by institutions with a long-term view, such as central banks. This kind of investment can boost confidence in Palantir's stability and future growth. And here's what's even more exciting. When a government buys shares, it sends a signal to other investors that the company might have significant potential. In addition, having a European central bank on board could help Palantir expand its reach in Europe. As governments become more involved in Palantir, it could strengthen the company's relationship with European institutions. This might open doors to new business opportunities, including government contracts or partnerships. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Aside from the Czech government, there's also another government entity that has put their trust on Palantir. What Palantir did to their systems is so exciting. Hear this out. Palantir has an exciting update about its partnership with Lithuania. The country uses Palantir's Foundry as its uniform platform to modernize its State Department's data systems. When Lithuania added Foundry, it quickly became clear that this was the solution they had been searching for. They initially used Foundry for one purpose, but soon realized its potential for broader uses, such as data integration and other tasks. This just shows how versatile Palantir's offerings are. The Foundry platform significantly improved efficiency for Lithuania. For example, it made data file exchanges easier and safer. The system's user interface was also a major benefit, especially for employees in the statistics division who had little to no programming experience. The result was reduced data editing time and fewer interactions with respondents. Only the most critical data outliers needed further attention, making the process much more efficient. This example demonstrates how Palantir scales its technology across organizations. They start by addressing one specific need, and as the organization uses the platform, they see how versatile and essential it can be. This leads to its use in other areas, making Palantir a central part of operations. A government partnership also strengthens Palantir's credibility and opens doors to future contracts with other countries. These updates are important to investors. This is because their partners are just any small company. They're now working with huge governments, and this can influence the companies within Czech Republic and Lithuania. You can already imagine the influx of cash if Palantir is able to capture this market. And on top of Palantir's update of potentially dominating in the European market, there's also an opportunity that has been thrown their way. Let's look at what NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang has actually mentioned in a recent interview his speculation about AI inference and AI industry in general. He said that the industry has the potential to grow by 1 billion times. This is such insane growth, but coming from the mouth of the CEO of the leading AI company, this just might hold some level of truth. However, this is a double-edged sword, and this is where Palantir's opportunity comes in. In the follow-up episode to the interview, Jensen Huang and the show's host discussed NVIDIA's situation and raised concerns about the company's future. The conversation suggested that they might face tough competition. Several companies have developed products that are faster, use less energy, and are more cost-effective for AI inference. This could be a serious challenge for NVIDIA moving forward. One of the major competitors that NVIDIA might be worried about could be Palantir. Palantir is considered one of the most advanced companies in the AI space today. Palantir's expertise in artificial intelligence and machine learning could give them an edge, especially as more industries look for efficient, high-performance AI solutions. This is a strong indicator that they are at the forefront of the AI revolution. As Palantir continues to develop its AI capabilities, it could become a serious competitor in areas where NVIDIA has traditionally dominated. The growing demand for AI solutions that are both powerful and cost-efficient plays into Palantir's strengths. NVIDIA may have the lead in hardware, but Palantir's advanced AI software makes them a potential threat. If Palantir continues to innovate at its current pace, they could challenge NVIDIA in ways that could reshape the industry. And NVIDIA isn't the only company that's going to be overtaken by Palantir. In fact, as an analyst on X has shared, Palantir will be bigger than Tesla. Tesla, with a valuation of $682 billion, will soon be overtaken by Palantir. Is this even possible? Hear me out first. Palantir has the potential to become bigger than Tesla in the future. And according to an analyst, here's why. We are heading toward a world where machines will handle many of the tasks humans currently do. These tasks will become commoditized, meaning they will lose their uniqueness and value. The key to this shift is data. Data fuels neural networks, enabling machines to think and operate without human help. And Palantir is at the top of the data management game. As this trend grows, the ability to gather, manage, and use data will become the most important skill for companies. This will create a new type of foundation for the global economy, one based on ontologies. As you already know, ontologies are systems that allow machines to understand and organize complex data, which will be essential for companies in the future. While the tasks machines can perform will become commodities, ontologies will be the driving force of capitalism. This is where Palantir stands out. Tesla may dominate in areas like energy, transportation, and automation today, but once those sectors are commoditized, the focus will shift to perfecting ontologies. As automation tools become more common, the real competition will be about who has the best ontology. For this reason, Palantir could eventually outgrow Tesla, as data becomes the new frontier for competitive advantage. And their valuation could grow to the level or even higher than Tesla's. Another potential reason for this crazy growth is Palantir's disruption of several industries. In fact, they're already creating noise in the ERP systems industry. And there's more to this update. Keith Fitzgerald is spot on with his claim that Palantir is set to disrupt legacy software companies, including ERP systems. Huge players in the software world, much like Intel in the chip industry, could soon find themselves losing ground. Investors who don't yet understand Palantir's potential are missing a huge opportunity. Take its recently announced operating system, Warp Speed, for example. This platform integrates every aspect of manufacturing operations, including ERP, MES, PLM, and PLC systems. It's a direct challenge to all the old software systems that companies have relied on for years. This puts companies like Oracle, Siemens, SAP, and others at serious risk. Just like Intel, these companies could become marginalized, even though they once dominated their industries. Palantir's dominance in this space could mean they're set to overtake the big names in software. As businesses continue to adopt Palantir's technology, the company's influence will only grow. The future is shifting toward Palantir, and legacy companies may struggle to keep up. But what do you think about this? Let us hear your thoughts in the comments. If you are curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, please like this video, and don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. This really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Today must be really exciting for Palantards. Palantir just rallied in price. Multiple massive contracts have just been dropped. People are excited. Palantir could potentially reach $1,000 soon, but there's a catch. The US government and Donald Trump just confirmed something big is about to happen. And this can be the X factor for Palantir to reach $1,000. What is happening? And what on earth am I even talking about? Well, let me explain. Disclaimer. Today is a fantastic day for Palantir, and investors are finally catching a break. The stock price has just surged into the $90 region. And while that might not seem like a huge jump to $100, It's still a massive shift from the nerve-wracking roller coaster of the past few days. Just recently, things were looking pretty rough. Volatility was through the roof, with deep dips and constant uncertainty hanging over the market. Every move felt unpredictable, and no one really knew what was coming next. There was a sense of panic in the air, with people questioning whether the stock could hold up or if another steep drop was just around the corner. But today, the mood has completely shifted. The stock seems to have finally found some stability, at least for now. And that alone is enough to give investors some much-needed breathing room. Instead of constant fear and hesitation, there's a growing sense of confidence, maybe even excitement, about what's ahead. People can finally take a step back, reassess their positions, and figure out their next moves without feeling like the ground is shifting beneath them every second. The atmosphere is way calmer now. The panic that was gripping investors just days ago is slowly fading away, replaced by a feeling of cautious optimism. It's not just about the price moving up. It's about the psychological shift that comes with it. When a stock stabilizes, even temporarily, it gives people the chance to regain their composure and make more rational decisions instead of reacting purely on emotion. Of course, the big question now is, what happens next? Will Palantir keep climbing, or is this just a temporary break before more volatility kicks in? No one knows for sure, but for now, one thing is clear. Today is a rare moment of relief in what has been a pretty intense ride. Here's the thing. An analyst just stepped in to break down what's really happening with Palantir's chart, and his explanation makes a lot of sense. According to him, what used to be a supply zone is now acting as a fresh level of demand. In simple terms, the price has found a solid base, and if the market shows some strength in the coming days or weeks, Palantir could be a stock worth keeping a very close eye on. So far, there's already been an impressive 11% bounce off this zone, which is no small move. And with this kind of momentum, the next logical target? That big $100 mark. If everything lines up just right, that could be the next major stop while still managing risk the same way. It's not a guarantee, of course, nothing ever is in the market, but this shift in structure is definitely something traders and investors will be watching closely. So, what just happened? Why did Palantir's stock suddenly take off? Well, one analyst just sent shockwaves through the Palantir community. William Blair analysts pointed out that the company is in a prime spot to benefit from new government policies, especially Elon Musk's Doge. The Trump administration's push for a centralized payment tracking system? According to them, it practically has Palantir's name on it. They believe Palantir's AI-driven platforms are the ideal choice, making it a strong contender for major federal contracts. Investors jumped on the news, pushing Palantir's stock up nearly 7% to the $90 range. That brings its gains this year to 19%. And despite some turbulence, the stock has more than tripled over the past year. William Blair analysts also upgraded their rating, saying Palantir could reach $125 in the next 2 years as the market shifts back toward riskier, high-growth plays. And they're not alone. Wedbush analysts just called Palantir one of their top names to own in 2025, with a $120 price target. While other government contractors brace for spending cuts, Palantir could actually secure even more deals. With all this momentum, it's clear, Palantir is a stock to watch. And here's the crazy part, Palantir has been absolutely unstoppable lately. One analyst just pointed out that the company locked in 2 massive deals in just the past 2 days. First, they teamed up with TWG Global, a huge holding company, to roll out AI across financial services and insurance underwriting. That alone is a big deal. But then, they also landed a partnership with Societe Generale, one of the biggest banks in Europe, managing over $1 trillion in assets. What's exciting about these deals isn't just their size, it's what they represent. Palantir is proving once again that it's not just a government contractor. It's expanding deeper into the commercial world, showing companies across industries that they need an AI operating system to stay ahead. And more often than not, Palantir is the first name they turn to. The Societe Generale deal is especially interesting because it signals international growth. While Palantir's U.S. commercial business has been booming, its global expansion has been a bit slower. But with Europe now ramping up defense spending, there's a real opportunity for Palantir to break into key markets like France and Germany. CEO Alex Karp has been vocal about European officials not fully grasping the importance of AI in defense. But if Palantir can change that mindset and secure high-level contracts, it could open the door to a whole new wave of growth. And here's where it gets even more exciting. Momentum like this could easily push Palantir's stock back toward that $100 range. The company is firing on all cylinders, signing major deals, and proving its value in both commercial and government sectors. If this pace continues, it's hard to ignore just how big Palantir's future could be. This is really big. So big that it's got people speculating like crazy about where Palantir's stock could be headed next. One analyst on Twitter just threw out a bold take saying that $200 is right around the corner. But others? They're going even bigger. Some are hopeful that Palantir could hit $500 or even an eye-popping $1,000 in the near future. Now, of course, these are just speculations. No one can predict the future with absolute certainty. But the fact that people are even throwing around numbers like this shows just how much confidence is building around Palantir. The company is locking in major deals, proving its AI dominance, and expanding both commercially and internationally. If this momentum keeps up, it's hard to ignore the possibility that Palantir's best days are still ahead. But wait, something crazy just happened today too. Donald Trump just made a massive announcement saying, "We're sending help to a country in the Middle East. Everything they need to finish the job." And this could be huge for Palantir. Palantir has always been deeply connected to defense, intelligence, and military contracts. The company provides advanced AI-driven software that helps governments and militaries make real-time decisions, analyze massive amounts of data, and enhance national security efforts. If the US is about to step up military support for other countries in a big way, it's hard to ignore the possibility that Palantir could play a key role in these operations. More aid means more spending, and more spending means a higher demand for the kind of cutting-edge technology Palantir provides. And here's where things get really interesting. Investors are already speculating on what this could mean for Palantir's stock price. Just earlier, people were talking about Palantir potentially hitting $200 soon. But after this announcement, some are going even bigger. There are talks that this could be the push Palantir needs to reach $500, maybe even $1,000. Now, of course, no one can predict the market with 100% certainty. But when you step back and look at everything that's been happening, the non-stop momentum, the massive commercial deals, the growing government contracts, and now this major geopolitical development, it's clear that Palantir is in a very strong position. If this trend continues, if more contracts come in, if governments start realizing just how essential AI-powered defense tech is, then the sky really might be the limit for Palantir. And just like that, it's starting to look like one bold prediction might not be so far-fetched after all. A Twitter analyst recently claimed that by 2030, Palantir could become a trillion-dollar company. At the time, it sounded like a wild take, but with everything happening right now, it's starting to make a lot more sense. Palantir keeps landing massive contracts, expanding its reach, and proving that AI isn't just a buzzword. It's becoming a necessity for governments and businesses alike. The company is showing up in defense, finance, healthcare, and beyond, solidifying itself as the go-to name for high-level AI-driven operations. And as these deals pile up, so does the potential for Palantir's value to skyrocket. At this point, it's not just hype. The pieces are actually falling into place. If Palantir keeps this momentum going, breaking into more industries, securing bigger contracts, and leading the AI revolution, then that trillion-dollar prediction might not be so crazy after all. But what is your opinion on this? Comment down below. If you are curious to find more, then make sure to click on one of the videos you see on the screen. And with that, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video, then turn on the notifications bell on this channel. Missing an important Palantir update might make you lose money, so don't risk it. Also, please share this video with as many people as possible. Let's get this news out there.